Everybody. Welcome to our ISEP application workshop. We'll just wait another minute or two while all of our participants join, but we're definitely very excited to have you here with us today. And while we do wait for a few more participants to join, if you'd like to share in the chat box where you're joining us from, whether it's your home institution or your home city, feel free to share that and we will get started in just a minute. Great. And for those of you just joining us, we're going to get started here very soon with our ISEP application workshop. Just to introduce myself, my name is Amanda Ewert, and I'm one of our ISEP student services officers. And I work specifically with our programs in the UK and Ireland. And I'll go ahead and let my co-presenter Jackie introduce herself as well.
Yeah. Hi, everyone. My name is Jackie Farah. I'm also one of the student services officers for at ISEP. I work specifically with U.S. Universities and universities in Canada and Southeast Asia. So it's really nice to have you all here.
Great. And we're also here with our colleague Grace Glancy, who will be moderating for us today. And she's also one of our ISEP student services supervisors.
Awesome. Thank you, Amanda. Yep, I'm the supervisor and officer for programs in Southern Europe. Very excited for all of you, and I'll turn it back to Amanda and Jackie.
Great. So we'll wait a few more seconds before we go ahead and get started, but just a quick note. I definitely encourage everybody here today to stay throughout the whole meeting because at the end of this presentation, we will do breakout rooms. So you will be able to connect with your ISEP student services officer if you do have any specific application questions, and we're more than happy to help you. So we will be doing those breakout rooms at the end of the presentation. Oh, and it looks like we're getting some people joining us in the chat. We have somebody joining us from Estonia, some students interested in Japan, Costa Rica, South Korea. Great. So we have a whole lot of students and interests. So you can go ahead and keep adding that to the chat and we will go ahead and get started. So a little bit about what we'll cover today. So we'll start with how to submit an ISEP application. We'll review some strategies for a competitive application and also who to contact for application help. And like I said, at the very end of the presentation, we'll also have a bit of time for those breakout rooms as well. Great. So a little bit about ISEP and our mission. We are a nonprofit organization, and it's our mission to make the life-changing experience of studying, interning, and volunteering abroad accessible and affordable for everyone. ISEP programs are immersive and authentic, and we really focus on intercultural exchange and engagement with your host communities. And we do encourage all students to really live like a local. So we'll get started with ISEP and how it works. We do have two different program types. So if you do have any questions about what program type you might be eligible for, we encourage you to connect with either your home university ISEP coordinator or your ISEP student services officer as well. But our first program type we'll review is ISEP Direct. So how ISEP Direct works, students will pay a specific program fee and it includes flexible housing and meal options. And your placement is guaranteed as long as you meet the academic requirements. And our academic requirements for each program will be listed on each individual ISEP program page. We also have ISEP Exchange, which does function a little differently than Direct. So how ISEP Exchange works, you pay your home institution tuition, housing, and meals, and in exchange for this, you are given a placement at a host institution. And you can rank up to 10 sites on your ISEP application, and placement depends on your program rankings and the space available. And we will go over this program type a bit more later on in this presentation, as well as how to make a competitive ISEP exchange application. So how to get started. If you haven't already, you can create an account at our website there. And we also encourage you to meet with your on-campus ISEP coordinators. They're a great resource to answer any campus-specific questions, and they'll also be the ones to approve your ISEP application. And you can also connect with them about any home university internal processes or deadlines. And we also encourage you to meet with your ISEP student services officers like myself, who can meet with you one-on-one via a Zoom meeting to answer any questions about programs, courses, or the application process. And we're also readily available through phone calls and emails as well. So we'll get started with a poll just to learn a little more about you and where you all are in the application process. Okay, so where do you want to study? So if you can select where you're most interested in studying abroad, we have a few different options there. You can go ahead and make your choice, and we'll go over the results in just a few minutes.
Awesome. Still a few coming in. Leave it for a few more seconds. Okay, great. So it looks like we have a lot of interest. Oh, let me share the results. We have a lot of interest in the US and Canada, as well as Europe and some Asia, Australia, New Zealand, and Latin America.
Great, thank you, Grace.
And then getting our next one really quickly. Okay.
Great. So if you want to let us know where are you in the application process, we have a few different options here. Haven't started yet, working on it, almost done, or already submitted. So we'll give that a few seconds to let you all make your choice.
Awesome. Just a few more seconds, then I'm going to end it. All right. So it looks like we have the majority of you are still working on it, which is great. And that's what we're going to discuss in today's workshop. I see a little more than a third of you are almost done. And then we have a few who haven't started and a few who have submitted.
Great, thank you, Grace. Should be all of our polls. So now we'll go into a little bit more information on how to actually submit an ISEP application. So your ISEP application, we'll start reviewing some step-by-step instructions. So in order to log in or sign up, if you go to our ISEP homepage, you can see the link there. You'll want to select log in at the top right corner that we have circled there. So after selecting log in, it'll take you to a different sign-in page. So if you do already have an account with ISEP, you'll be able to log in with your email and password. If you don't already have an ISEP application, you can click sign up there at the bottom. It is boxed in red. So you are able to sign up with ISEP using your name, email address, phone number. You'll make a password. And you'll also want to note your top region of interest, because this will allow us to assign you the ISEP Student Services Officer that best matches your region of interest. So you'll be able to sign up there and verify your account. After that, you'll be able to log right into your ISEP dashboard. So after you log in, this is what your ISEP dashboard looks like, and this is what you'll see here on your account. So from your dashboard, you can access your application and the contact information of the team that's here to help support you throughout the application process. So that first contact that you see under Help at Your Home Institution will be your on-campus ISEP coordinator. So they're able to help you with any on-campus questions you might have. And below that, you have your ISEP Student Services Officer contact information. And we're happy to help you throughout the ISEP application process and, of course, with any program questions that you might have as well. And if we look on the left-hand side of the screen under enrollment, you'll be able to click on application to begin your application or request permission to begin your ISEP application. All right, so once you click into application, you can see it there at number 1. You'll have two options. Your home university might require that you request permission to start your ISEP application. So if so, you would select that request permission button there under number 3, and that request will be sent to your home ISEP coordinators. Or as you can see in number 2, you might just be able to go ahead and hit start application. So after you start your application or once you receive permission to start your application, you would be able to click edit to continue or edit your existing application. Or you can see there, you can click view your remaining steps, box there in red as well, to see all that's left to do before you can finally submit your application. And we do also have a YouTube video on how to start your ISEP application if you are looking for a bit more information on that as well. So once you click into edit, this is what you would see and what your application would look like. So the first tab that you'll see here will say program list. So you can add new programs by selecting search for more programs and add to application. So you can see that hyperlink there in that red box. So you can click into search for more programs, and we do also have another short YouTube video on how to add a program to your list that you can always view as you are adding some more programs to your ISEP application. So once you hit search for more programs, it will take you to our ISEP program finder. So this is what our ISEP program finder looks like. And you can use our ISEP program finder to filter by your field of study, term of interest, and your region or country of interest as well. And you can also add programs you like to your ISEP application. There are also a lot of advanced filters as well to help you narrow down your search. So if you do click on more filters, you'll be able to filter by um, different program types, GPA, and any other type of filters you see there. And we do have another YouTube video on how to use the ISEP Program Finder to learn all the ways the Program Finder can help you find your perfect fit. All right, so a little bit of information about adding a new program to your application. So step 1, after you enter all your search parameters, you can see in those boxes there. And like we mentioned before, under more filters, you can add a few more search parameters. You can hit apply filters and select one of the sites from the search results if you're interested in learning a little more. So if you click, for example, study in Buenos Aires, you click on that blue link there, that will take you to our ISEP program page. So as you're doing this and you do have any questions about any of our programs, your ISEP student services officers are definitely happy to help you. And I'll let my co-presenter Jackie go ahead and take it from here.
Great. Thanks, Amanda. So the next part, like Amanda was saying, is how to add a new application, excuse me, a new program to your application. So what you can do is once you click on a program, like Amanda said, you will arrive on the school's program page. You can scroll all the way down to the bottom where it says semester and prices. You'll find the semesters that this university is offering to ISEP students. So what you can do is select the term that you intend to go abroad. Once you have selected the term, you will see on the right at the bottom two options, add to application or save for later. If you click the add to application, it will automatically go onto your program list. If you hit save for later, it kind of works like an Amazon wish list. You're adding it to your ISEP application. And you cannot remove this unless you remove it from your saved programs or you add it to your application, but those are your two options. So next, we're going to go into the first section of our application, which is the program list. So once you add programs to your application, they will start to appear in your program list tab. You'll be able to change the rankings of your programs by selecting the move up or move down arrows. It's really good to consider the chance of placement for each program and adjust accordingly, especially if you are applying to ISEP Exchange. For ISEP Direct, your program is guaranteed, but for ISEP Exchange, it's not. So it's really important to consider the chances of placement. And then, of course, please select any desired add-ons for the programs that you want. If for some reason you forget to add on something, you can always email your student services officer and we can add it in there. And if for whatever reason you forget to and you've already been placed somewhere, you can always reach out to us or the host coordinator once you have their information. Okay, so the next section of the application is the academics section. So once you have created a program list, you'll be able to add the field or fields of study you plan to take courses in while abroad. You can select several fields of study by clicking Add Another. You should add every subject that you plan to take courses in, but if you were to ask us what number does that look like, maybe 4 at most would be good to put in this section. It's really important that if you do not see your area of study that you need, it means that it's not available through this program. So definitely reach out to your student services officer to ask them for any more information or to determine what is best for you, either to keep the program or to remove it and add another one. Please don't forget to list your academic level and the language. And then once you are finished, you can click Save and Continue. So now we're going to run through all the documents that you'll need to submit for your ISEP application. So the first is an official transcript from your home university. It will need to be official, but you can request a copy and upload it. If you have any questions about your official transcript, definitely reach out to your student services officer for help or reach out to your home coordinator as well. The next document is the academic reference. You'll need to enter your professor's name and email address, and it will send them a form to that email that you provided. And this is where they can submit their letter of recommendation. You can request a reference from multiple professors, but only one needs to respond in order for you to submit your application. Those applying for direct programs and direct programs only do not need to submit an academic reference. And again, that form will automatically be sent to your professor, and then once your professor is finished and they submit it, it will automatically go back into your application. Next, if you're applying for a if you're applying for a program where the primary language is different than the primary language at your home university, you may also be prompted to submit a language evaluation completed by a professor and a writing sample. Please know that if you have a language exam such as the TOEFL or IELTS, we'll go over that in a minute. And then, of course, for everyone, please check the academic conditions section or special academic application instruction section on the program pages for more information on any additional documents that you may need in order to be eligible for your program. If there is any additional documents, portfolios, anything else that you need, you can always add that to the additional document section. Okay, now we're going to go over the eligibility section. This is the next section in the application. So this is where you'll need to enter your academic level while abroad. For US students, you will need to put in your GPA. For international students, you just need to put the number of semesters you have completed. You'll also need to state, of course, the number of semesters you have completed prior to studying abroad, so it's important prior. And then, of course, if you had any results from any language exams, such as the LPR, this is where they will populate for your scores. If you have an English language test, such as the TOEFL or IELTS, you will need to enter those scores and upload the official documentation. And then, of course, once you're done, just click Save and Continue. to the next section, which is the biography section. So in this section, you'll enter information such as your address, just in case we need to send any visa paperwork, and your passport. If you don't have a passport when you apply, or you're applying one for the first time or waiting on a renewal, just select no for now for the passport just to submit your application. Um, Once you do receive your renewed passport or your first time passport, you can always send that to us at a later time when you do receive it. And most importantly, if you have not yet applied for a passport, you should do it as soon as possible in order to prevent delays when applying for your visa. Okay. And the last section of our application is called the other section. The other section is where you can submit anything else we'll need to know when making a placement. So this includes special needs like extra time on exams, special medications, or support services that you receive from your home institution that you might need to receive at your host institution. Um, ISEP always asks that it's best to submit this information now so we can make sure that your host university will be able to support you. It is a little more difficult to find out about such things after you already have a placement. And again, we just want to make sure that this host university is the best fit for you and can provide the services that you need. So submit and approval. So in order for your ISEP application to be fully submitted, the following steps need to be completed. So first step is to complete the ISEP application, all the sections, and then press the submit button, which is highlighted in yellow. The next is to pay the ISEP application fee in your invoices tab, which can be found in your dashboard on the left-hand side at the bottom. And the next is to get your application reviewed and approved by your home ISIP coordinator. Please make sure to submit your application and pay the application fee with enough time for your home university coordinator to review and approve your application before the priority deadline, which is March 1st. However, your home institution may have an earlier deadline, so before March 1st, in which you need to submit your ISEP application. So if your home university has any other deadlines, make sure to follow those deadlines. Okay, so now we're going to get into strategies for a competitive application. So it's all about chance of placement, and this is just for ISEP Exchange because, as Amanda mentioned before, ISEP Exchange cannot placements cannot be guaranteed. So it's always important to really review the chances of placement. Chances of placement range from excellent to most competitive. We recommend that you list at least 3 to 5 programs that you would absolutely be excited to attend. You can list up to 10 programs, and you only can list one most competitive site. This is an ISEP policy. Please only apply to one most competitive program, and it must be your number one choice. Although you can apply for up to 10 programs, if you are not absolutely dying to go to all 10 programs, we recommend that you not put 10 programs. If that only happens to be 5 or 6 programs that you are absolutely dying to go to, then that's the number that you would put. Um, you know, we don't recommend putting 10 if you're not excited, only because you never know where you're going to be placed. And if you're not excited to be placed at a university that you had no interest in, then that's not something that we want you to put on your program list. If you have any questions about that, just reach out to your student services officer for help. And then, of course, just as a nice little recommendation from us, we would kindly ask that you consider to have 1 to 2 programs in your application with a good or excellent chance of placement, especially if that region is a very popular place to study abroad. We recommend it. It is not forced upon, but it is just a nice little recommendation because those schools that have a good or excellent chance of placement are fabulous. So please take a look. So next is making a good list. And again, this is primarily for ISEP exchange. So a competitive ISEP exchange application is a flexible one. So feel free to add as many programs that you are absolutely, again, dying to go to, but also meet your academic needs. Diversify your program list to have more options available for us to place you on. And please, please remember, you can be placed anywhere on your list. So please take the time to research the locations, the courses, everything about the university. So we know that if it's on your program list, you have absolutely no problem being placed there, you're interested, and you're willing to travel to. If you find a university that you're absolutely in love with, you see yourself attending, and it's offered also on ISEP Direct, we highly consider you going to your home university ISEP coordinator, one, to see if you can apply on ISEP Direct, and also if it would be a good fit for you. But again, definitely check with your home coordinator to make sure that you can apply on an ISEP Direct program. We also recommend that you review the course catalogs at each university that you want to apply to. And this is definitely for if you're applying for ISEP Exchange or Direct. You want to get a good idea about how many courses in a certain subject are being taught per semester, just to make sure that there are enough courses for you to be enrolled in while you're abroad. A nice little tip is, or a nice little note, is that for ISEP, we do offer ISEP scholarships and resources, such as other ways to fund your study abroad as you're thinking about finances and budgeting. And like I said earlier, you can save programs that you're interested in your saved programs at the bottom. And again, if you're ready to add them to your application, you can add them. Or if you don't want to add them to your program list, they will stay in your save programs until you remove them. And now we're going to get into who to contact. We keep talking about student services officers. So who do you contact for help during this application process? And of course, it's the student services officers like myself, Amanda, and Grace. We're here to help you, and we are assigned to certain regions, so we can answer your questions as best as we can. So yeah.
Awesome. Thank you, Jackie, and thank you, Amanda. So now we're going to break out into our breakout rooms so you can ask questions based on your region of interest to the officer for that region. So first, we are going to start with Rachel Brown. So if you are interested in programs in Asia, so Japan, South Korea, Southeast Asia, Taiwan, Hong Kong, if you can drop, Rachel B is going to drop her link in the chat, so you can join Rachel B's Zoom meeting now. So once again, programs in Asia, you can join Rachel's meeting. Next, if you're interested in the United Kingdom and Ireland, you can join Amanda's breakout session. Amanda, oh, awesome. Okay, so you can go ahead and join Amanda's link now. If you are interested in studying in Francophone Europe, the Netherlands, Africa, and the Middle East, then you can go ahead and join my colleague Kiwamani's breakout room. So she's going to drop her link right now in the chat. Okay, awesome. So once again, Francophone Europe, Netherlands, Africa, and Middle East, you'll go to Kiwamani's breakout room. If you are interested in Spain and Portugal, then you're going to join my colleague Kira's breakout room. So Kira just dropped her link in the chat. So once again, Spain and Portugal, you're going to join Kira's room. If you're interested in Latin America, Northern and Central Europe, then you are going to join my colleague Charlene's breakout room. So Charlene just dropped her meeting in the chat. So if you can go ahead and join that if you're interested in Latin America, Northern and Central Europe. If you are interested in studying in the United States or Canada, you can join Jackie's room. So once again, United States and Canada, you can join Jackie's room. And then lastly, since Jackie's leaving, if you're interested in studying in Oceania, so Australia, New Zealand, Fiji, then you can join my colleague Olivia's room. And super lastly, if you're interested in studying in Southern Europe, so that's going to be Italy, Greece, Malta, Turkey, Bulgaria, then you will join my room. So once again, if you're interested, I see we have 16 people. Oh, let me send Charlene's. Just give me 1 second. Okay. Sorry for everyone still here. Hold on 1 second. Okay, I just sent Charlene's in the chat. Once again, join Charlene's room if you're interested in going to Northern Europe, Central Europe, or Latin America. For everyone else, I am dropping my link right now. Once again, I am Southern Europe. If you're interested in going to Spain, that would be my colleague Kira, and her link is earlier in the chat. Before I jump out, if there's anyone else's link that you do not see, please let me know now. Okay, if not, I am dropping mine right now.